NBA. Kevin Scott in his 14th season, 46 playoff games, 2 finals games, 34, 122. Conchar with a knockaway from behind, but it's gathered back in by Klay Thompson with 8 to shoot. He drives on Wells. A fadeaway is in for Klay Thompson, averaging 14 a game. Was held to just 4 in the first meeting back on December the 3rd. Grizzlies had a 15-point lead, couldn't hold it. A flurry of free throws from Dallas late. And the Mavericks walked out with a 121-116 win over the Grizzlies in NBA Cup play. Pippen drives on Klay Thompson and then threw it right to P.J. Washington. Trying to feed Edey, and then it's an early turnover for the Grizzlies, and Klay Thompson uncorks a 3 that's boarded by Pippen.
The one thing the Grizzlies have to do a better job of on these drives to the basket, you have to make a drive with a purpose. And now they're leaving their feet. Jaren short on that shot there, gets it back and they will put it back in, but for the Grizzlies.
And a look ahead to Klay Thompson for an easy one. Live ball turnover, and it's costing the Grizzlies.
What you're talking about on the road trip, 25 plus. Their opponents were able to score off of Grizzlies turnovers.
Wells, top side 3. Long rebound, ends up in the hands of Najee Marshall. Marshall missed the first game between these two teams due to illness. One of the new faces for Dallas, Kleba, drives and finishes. Maxi Kleba. Dallas. Pippen drives, overlays, and the rebound to Dallas.
There'll be a lot of size on the floor. Good hustle here by Scottie Pippen Jr., but not a lot of ball handlers on the floor for this Mavericks team. So see if the Grizzlies can capitalize on that.
Conchar, an open 3, too strong. Rebound punched in the air. Wells has it. Pippen will try for 3. Bango. One thing the Grizzlies have done all season.
We talk so much about the turnovers hurting this Grizzlies team because even if they get shots, there'll be a foul out top with Scottie Pippen Jr. on the grab of Najee. 2 guys very similar in what they do.
Backdoor cut. Klay Thompson missed the layup, then had it blocked by Edey. Thompson 0 for 2. He's shooting a career low field goal percentage this year in his first with Dallas. Jaren. Last foul on Kleba. Jaren at the line, over to Rob Fisher.
Jaren in the game in San Francisco against the Warriors on Saturday had in there. I mean, he was just attacking space and they couldn't stop him, and he was finishing at will. He was getting great spots on the floor and obviously did a lot.
It was a solid trip for Jaren all the way around. Gafford going one-on-one, leans in and scores over Edey.
Gafford did a good job just taking up the space. Edey not putting any pressure. He takes up the space and then uses his athleticism.
Wells for 3. Great game in Sacramento, and then went 0 for at Golden State. It's a make-or-miss league, and man, was he sensational in his homecoming in Sacramento. P.J. Washington drains the 3, and it's a 5-point lead early for Dallas.
Think about where this Mavericks team would be without P.J. Washington. Great pickup. Another turnover there. Jaren trying to make a pass to Edey.
Look ahead to Washington. Tough catch. A topside 3 by Najee Marshall's off. Boarded by Pippen. Wells running the floor. Pinpoint pass, and it's last touched by Marshall.
A rhythm. So they would good, nice backdoor cut. Finish here by Luke Kennard. They would just like to have an offensive rhythm and flow here in this basketball game. And with these fans, see, can they urge them along with big plays?
Kennard was initially listed as out yesterday with a hamstring. Klay Thompson. And now Washington. Thompson has it back, drives in the lane, flares it out. A P.J. Washington 3 is a brick, and it's boarded by Kennard. Kennard was having hamstring issues. They did an MRI. The MRI came back clean, so he's able to go tonight. And P.J. Washington boarded by Conchar. Mavericks 8th in the league, averaging 116.5. Grizzlies lead the league in scoring at 123. Huff down the lane, punched away by Najee Marshall. Good defensive play by Marshall. Conchar trying to get it back, can't. Thompson for 3, and the Grizzlies call timeout. LaRavia, step back 3. Grizzlies 1 of 6 from beyond.
I think a big part of what you talk about Yuki here at the Dorsey was also the Grizzlies. Can they create some scoring opportunities on the offensive end. And what Yuki has been so good at over his career is the ability to make others better.
Kennard in the lane, no. Tap by Conchar, no. 3-on-2 opportunity. Grimes flares it out. A Dinwiddie three, that's in. Kennard for three, got it.
And the Grizzlies are going to have to rely on one another. When they say that, with this offense and the spacing, a lot of moving the basketball, cutting without the basket, multiple passes within possessions, not just dribbling. Right now, the Mavericks, Grizzlies, twofold, their issues on the road. Not being able to stop their opponent and the turnovers, both of those things happening early.
I mean, P.J. Washington, there was no resistance by the Grizzlies defense.
Seems a little comfortable as well tonight.
Yeah, I thought in the last two games, the Grizzlies were never able. Hurt his AC joint earlier in the road trip.
No Marcus Smart. It's about three guys who are facilitators and guys who get others good shots. Good defense there by Huff.
But offensive rebound, P.J. Washington.
And another thing the Grizzlies are going to have to do a good job tonight is you're going to have to stand up to some toughness. You're going to have to be tough against this Mavericks team.
Washington with 9. Wells reverses it in and draws the foul. Important tonight, and they're missing a bit of that because Desmond Bane brings physicality.
Harassment here by Yuki.
Grimes, elbow jumper, short. Rebound, Yuki. Kennard on the deck, wraps it around. Kawamura. Shot clock down to 7. Wells off the bounce, doubled. Laravia got to let it go. And draws a foul in the process. First, 2 free throws for Laravia. This is interesting. Jason Kidd this year, he's now 12-6.
That was definitely his. He called the timeout for the review.
Yeah, Bono's in the replay center tonight.
Yeah, who's having a little lobster risotto?
J.B. DeRosa, Matt Bowen, Robert Hussey, and Danica Mosher. Lively hooks and hits.
So Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, 2 players that man the center position perfectly for Dallas.
14 paint points early for Dallas, only 6 for the Grizzlies. Wells short with a 3, boarded by Lively. Dallas has lost 4 in a row. Grimes off with the 3 ball. Brandon Clark, Jaren Jackson Jr. at the scores table. Wells on the deck against Lively. Now they'll recycle the offense. Yuki for 3. And the Grizzlies really struggling to shoot the basketball in their return home.
Well, and Dallas is doing a good job of any drive, anything that goes towards the basket, they are flooding the lane, forcing the Grizzlies to have to be more in terms of reviewing plays. But that eye, you have to watch just the play itself, but does something affect the play?
Kleba trying to dish it inside. Ball loose, ball to the floor, picked up by Laravia. 3-on-2.
Sims.
And a conversion there. Gets the crowd into it. Dinwiddie lobs it up and Lively finishes.
So you don't get a wide open 3 for Luke Kennard, and then you give up because of the turnover that you get a lob for Lively as Jaren gets one to fall inside.
Jaren facing up. In the 4-game losing streak for Dallas, they've only forced an average of 13 turnovers a game. Dinwiddie cans a 3, and it's a 10-point lead for Dallas. They've led by as many as 11. Grizzlies have not tasted the lead tonight. Jaren early against Kleba. Single coverage. Drops it in. 7 for Jaren.
Well, communication has to be better defensively. The reason why Dinwiddie had that walk-up jump shot, 2 Grizzlies stayed with 1, didn't go to him. Again,
Najee Marshall straight line drive. The Grizzlies defense is just not what we're accustomed to seeing.
And these are recent struggles for this Grizzlies team on the defensive side.
54% shooting for Dallas. Cam Spencer with the Laravia. It's a three. It's off. Grizzlies 3 for 11 from beyond the arc. Marshall drives into a crowd and draws a foul. And now whistle interrupt Najee Marshall. He scored just 4 points in each of the 4 previous games. He's got 4. Jaron.
Oh, wow.
Grizzlies wanted a foul, got nothing out of it. For the different shot clock to game clock. Grizzlies second in the league, averaging 32 points in first quarters, just 25. Marshall drives, misses, and another trip to the free throw line. 5th season out of Xavier, prior 4 years with the Pelicans, averaged 7.5 points while in New Orleans. He's averaging